Hi, this is Lorena Tanori.
And I am Valeria Arballo.
And we are with Promoting Healthy Students through the County School Superintendent's Office, Alfredo Velasquez. We are here to talk to you a little bit about self-esteem in our 10 minutes of wellness. Self-esteem is the perception and how much we value ourselves. It's based on our own beliefs that we have developed through the years. When children have a low self-esteem or low confidence, it can be very difficult for them to navigate through different environments, such as school, socially with peers, with friends and developing friendships, as well as in the community. It can also be difficult for them within their own family system and unit. So Valeria will talk to you a little bit about ideas and tips on how to assist and support your child to develop different abilities to increase their self-esteem. As we know, children require or need that they feel supported, safe, and loved. So Valeria will talk to you a little bit more about that.
So as Lorena was talking about, what self-esteem is, it is very important because when the kids grow up, it does help them achieve anything, right? Let's say their self-esteem is low. They're always going to question if what they're doing is the correct thing to do. And if a child grows up with a good self-esteem, then they won't think about it twice about doing something. They'll go for it, and if it's a mistake, they learn from it, right? So how do we help our kids have that good self-esteem? So the tips that I mostly tell parents is have them do affirmations, positive affirmations. You can find positive affirmations anywhere online, or you can even come up with your own affirmations for them. So one of the things is, you can write the affirmations. You tell your child, you are very well loved because you are so kind to your friends. You can tell them that, or you can have them look at a mirror and tell that to themselves. That way they start feeling comfortable in saying, I am special, I am kind. Because a lot of times some kids, I don't know if it's happened to you or anybody out there, where you tell your kids these things and the kids are just, oh, they're my parents, they're supposed to tell me these sweet, kind words. But if they're not like that, but you're teaching them how to do that on their own, then when they get older and somebody tells them, hopefully they don't get bullied at school, but if somebody tells them, you're worthless, you're not worth anything, they can remind themselves, that's not true. I looked at myself in the mirror today or a couple days ago and I said, I am special and I am kind. So that is one of the ways we can help our kids build their self-esteem. Another one is making it a game. So you can get anything out there, such as a ball. Make sure that, of course, it's not a hard ball. Or you can even get a piece of paper, roll it up into a ball, and you throw it to whoever is next to them, or it can be just you and your child, and you throw it and you give them a nice compliment, such as, thank you so much for picking up your toys today. Or it can be anything such as, I am so proud of you today because you woke up this morning without complaining and you went to school. And then once they receive that paper ball or any softball, they throw that ball and then they make a compliment towards you about something else. And if you have more than two people, perfect. If you include the family,
even better.
Yes, even better. Another one that I also like to do is have them, you can draw a flower, they can draw a flower, and inside the petals, you're gonna have them write positive stuff about themselves. And again, it can be anything. If your kids are struggling and coming up with those positive things about themselves, feel free to help them out, because even as adults, sometimes we struggle coming up with the positive stuff within ourselves. But having them, then they start, oh, okay, well, yes. And you have them write that down on the flower, and then they can keep it with them. So if they're having a hard day, they can just pull it out and then reread it and relook at them whenever they are feeling a little bit down or they're questioning who they are as like a person.
Right. And self-esteem will continue to develop through the years, and even when they become adults, as adults, we continue to work on that.
Yes, we sure do. We are always, sometimes we have bad days and sometimes we have good days. And in those bad days, like I mentioned, if we teach ourselves to say positive things, then we can maybe remind ourselves, well, it was a bad day. Tomorrow is going to be a good day. And that helps us with our self-esteem of not thinking about the negative all day.
And that'll model for your kids too, how to do it as well.
Yes. So those are a couple of tips that I like to give. If you guys have any questions or need more tips, because I know every kid is different, right? For some kids, they're going to be like, I don't want to be looking at myself in the mirror and saying myself these things. Like, this is so awkward. Right. Or others might not want to write anything down because they probably don't like to write. Others might find, that the game is a little silly for them. So just, finding what works for your child is the way to go as well. But if you feel like none of these 3 tips, we can give you more. You can always call us.
And remember that the more we do it, the more we're constantly communicating the positive or affirmations or really seeing their efforts and what they're doing, then it becomes more natural, because sometimes it's easier to look at the negative, right? Yes. Or we'll come up with the things that are negative or not too pretty for us. But when we really focus on the positive, we model as adults to the children, then the children become more comfortable, they see it, and repetition in that helps and just goes into a habit.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing, before I forget, is just praising your child as much as you can. I know that it's very easy for us, like let's say they spilled milk or something on the floor. Our first instinct is like, what were you thinking? On the contrary, as parents, we kind of have to switch that around and say like, oh, you spilled the milk, it's okay. Why? Because it's gonna help them realize that, oh my God, mistakes are, they happen and it's okay. I'm not dumb for spilling it of any sort, and they don't start talking negatively about themselves in any sort of way if they do things like I said, spilling the milk or accidentally ripping something. So that's another way we can just say, it's okay, we can clean it up, let's do something, let's just clean it up and let's move on. But I appreciate that, you're helping me clean up that mess. Thank you for being honest. And also, it's not just going to help with the self-esteem, but this is a different subject, is that they're going to be willing to tell you exactly when things happen. And on our last...
without feeling reprimanded or they did something wrong. Because sometimes our reaction, right, as parents will hinder that communication or that bridge between the child and parent in communicating.
Yes. So if they're feeling like, oh my God, it wasn't a good day, they can go over and talk to you, and then you can give them that positive affirmation as well.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, and we will see you soon with a different topic.
Thank you.